Summer, 1876. A farm in Michigan. A 13-year-old boy stared at his farm tools with weary eyes. Henry Ford. His hands were covered in dirt. But his mind was somewhere else. One day, machines will replace human labor. The boy believed this. Then one day, fate moved. On the road to Detroit, the boy stopped. Before him, a massive machine passed by. A steam-powered vehicle, belching smoke, roaring loudly, moving without horses. Ford held his breath. In that moment, he understood. This is it. This is the future. Later, he would recall, that changed my life. 1879. At 16, Ford made a decision. He left his father's farm for a machine shop in Detroit. His father was furious. If you won't take over the farm, you're disowned. But Ford never looked back. At the shop, he took apart watches. He studied gears, learned the principles of machinery. Night after sleepless night, he conversed with machines. Others mocked him. What's a farmer's son dreaming about? But Ford could see a future no one else could. 1891. Ford was working at the Edison Illuminating Company. By day, as an electrical engineer. By night, as an automobile developer. His home garage became his laboratory. His wife, Clara, was worried. How long will you keep living like this? But Ford wouldn't stop. His hands kept drawing blueprints. Engine structure, fuel delivery, ignition systems. Everything, built from scratch. June 1896. Late at night, a strange sound echoed through Detroit's streets. Ford was riding his quadricycle. 4 wheels, gasoline engine, 20 miles per hour. His wife watched from the sidewalk. The engine roared. The vehicle moved. In that moment, Ford shouted, "Clara, it's moving!" But no one noticed. The next day's newspapers didn't carry a single line about this event. The world hadn't yet noticed Ford's revolution. June 16, 1903. Ford Motor Company, founded. Capital, just $28,000. Investors, 12. The Dodge brothers, coal merchants. But many of them were skeptical. Automobiles are toys for the rich. They won't sell to the masses. Ford pushed back. No, the automobile will be for everyone. The investors exchanged glances. No one believed his words. But Ford was certain. October 1st, 1908. Model T unveiled. Price, $850. At the time, other companies' cars cost over $2,000. The Model T was less than half that. A reporter asked, "What colors are available?" Ford answered, "Red, green, gray. Any color the customer wants." In the first year, over 10,000 Model Ts were sold. Farmers, merchants, and workers across America bought the Model T. For the first time, ordinary people owned automobiles. But Ford wasn't satisfied. He could see a bigger challenge. Production can't keep up with demand. Factory workers spent over 12 hours assembling a single car. Ford thought, how can we build faster, more efficiently? That question would change history. 1913. Ford sparked a revolution. He introduced the moving assembly line at the Highland Park plant. This idea came from an unexpected place, a Chicago meatpacking plant. Meat hung from rails that moved, with workers disassembling it step by step. Ford's engineers reversed it. The assembly line. Before, workers moved around the car. Now the car moved past the workers. Each worker repeated just one task. Simple. But the effect was dramatic. Assembly time dropped from 12 hours to about 90 minutes. Production speed increased roughly 8-fold. Engineers were stunned. Is this magic? Ford answered, not magic, science. This change transformed the world. In 1914, Ford pushed efficiency even further. He standardized all cars in black. Later, he would say, any color, so long as it's black. Black paint dried faster. Production time shortened, costs dropped. In 1908, the Model T cost $850. Mass production drove prices down dramatically, and by the mid-1920s, some years saw prices drop below $300. Lower prices meant higher demand. Higher demand meant more production. More production meant lower costs. This virtuous cycle transformed America. January 5, 1914, Ford sparked another revolution. At a press conference, he announced, "Starting tomorrow, we'll pay $5 per day." The room fell silent. This was dramatically higher than typical industry wages at the time. Ford declared he would pay unprecedented wages. A reporter asked, "Why such high wages?" Ford later said, "So my workers can afford to buy my cars." But the truth was more urgent. In 1913, Ford's factory turnover rate reached 370%. To maintain 100 positions, they needed to hire 370 people. The monotonous work of the assembly line was brutal. Ford needed to retain his workers. The next day, massive crowds of job seekers swarmed the Ford factory gates. Police were called to handle the chaos. This decision changed the history of capitalism. High wages boosted worker motivation. Turnover improved dramatically, easing hiring difficulties and absenteeism. And workers became customers. Ford factory workers bought Model Ts. Their families took road trips in Model Ts. Workers became middle class. The middle class created consumer society. This was Ford's true revolution. But this system had another face. The $5 day wasn't an unconditional raise for everyone. It was only granted to workers who met certain conditions. And the company's sociological department monitored workers' home lives. Drinking, debt, family relationships. Everything was checked. High wages were also tied to corporate control. The system generated both welcome and resistance. The 1920s, Ford pushed further. He adopted a vertical integration strategy. From iron ore mining to steel production, parts manufacturing, assembly, and sales. Everything managed by Ford. No dependence on others. Complete control within the company. This strategy cut costs even further. In the early 1920s, Ford maintained a dominant position. But times were changing. General Motors offered diverse models. A car for every person purpose was GM's strategy. Consumers wanted choices. Ford's one-color era was ending. But his success was creating another problem. 1920. Ford ventured down an unforgivable path. He published a newspaper, the Dearborn Independent. It featured anti-Semitic articles. These were later compiled into a book, The International Jew, which spread widely. Nazi Germany used this book. Hitler praised Ford. In 1938, Ford received the Grand Cross of the German Eagle from the German government. The political implications of this honor remain strongly criticized today. This stain forever tarnished his achievements. 1927. Model T production ended. By 1927, approximately 15 million had been produced. It was the world's best-selling automobile. Ford placed his hand on the last Model T. Tears glistened in his eyes. This was my life. But times had changed. GM's diversification strategy was stealing Ford's market share. Ford's any color so long as it's black no longer worked. The end of Model T production was also a strategic pivot, following defeat by GM. April 7, 1947. Henry Ford died at 83. He went from farm boy to a giant who changed the world. The assembly line revolutionized manufacturing. The $5 day created the middle class. But his antisemitism remains an indelible stain, a giant of mixed legacy. That was Henry Ford. So what can we learn from this story? What Ford teaches us. First, efficiency sparks revolution. His assembly line transformed all of manufacturing. Today, factories worldwide use this principle. Second, workers are customers. High wages weren't a cost, but an investment. Worker purchasing power drove economic growth. Third, vertical integration is power. Managing everything in-house lowers costs. Independence becomes competitive advantage. But there's one final, crucial lesson. Great achievements don't absolve character. Ford changed the world, but his anti-Semitism is inexcusable. Success is no excuse to escape ethical responsibility. And Ford's legacy continues today. In fall 2023, Ford reached a historic wage agreement. Following a United Auto Workers strike, they promised raises exceeding 25% over 4.5 years. A century ago, management initiated wage increases. Today, union power drives them. And in the transition from gasoline to electric vehicles, Ford continues seeking innovation like the Model T. So I ask you, heroes and villains were just human. Great deeds don't erase flaws. If you achieved historic success, what would that success justify? Should we prioritize efficiency or ethics? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Henry Ford's story teaches us the power of innovation and the weight of responsibility. This channel explores the decisions and lessons of history's giants. Subscribe to experience the next story together. Share your thoughts with a like and comment. Until next time.